Elements here playing Homefront, the Revolution closed beta. I recorded this a few days ago. The beta is now sadly over. But in the beta, there were 3 missions you could play. There are sadly only co-op, no PvP or anything like that. So co-op missions is what we got, and there were several different difficulties. I never really got past easy because I never unlocked a lot of gear. But this was still a very fun game to play. I'll get over some of the things I think need improvement before it actually comes out. But first of all, this is a sequel to the first Homefront game, which released some odd years ago, and it is completely different from that. First game was a lot like Call of Duty or Battlefield style, for at least for campaign, where you were on a linear path and sort of open area, and it's just your typical shooter. This is a bit, at least in the co-op mission, this is a lot more open world. You can choose your own path, choose whether you want to engage some enemies or not to. I believe in this, there's a bonus for not actually attacking enemies while hacking the little substations we're going to, radar dish or whatever. But yeah, you can do this pretty much however you want. You saw pretty early on how to customize your weapon. You can do that in-game. You don't have to do that before. Just hold down one of the buttons and you can switch off your scopes. Put a different, you put a suppressor on, muzzle brake, a grip. I think you can even change weapons, pull out a, turn it into a PDW. I'm not really sure. I didn't get that far into it. But it plays very differently. There's some crafting and there's skill trees and everything. I mean, it's a whole lot different than the other game. The other game was a lot like Call of Duty or Battlefield, like I said. Especially in even in multiplayer, you just had your simple classes to build and everything like that. But this isn't a first Homefront review, so we're not going to talk about that too much. But this is, trust me, a whole lot different. It looks very good, even as a beta. It looks very good. It's using CryEngine. I don't remember what the first game was using. Probably unrelated now anyway. Just the way the game feels, the gunplay, and some of the controls. Not as polished as they could be, or not as good as they could be. One thing is, gunplay feels a little bit clunky. It's not really as polished as something like Call of Duty or Battlefield, where it's really smooth. That gunplay and action is really smooth to maneuver your gun around fire. Recoil is very manageable. This is a little bit harder, a little bit more jerkier, but I mean, it's a beta, so I'm going to lay most of these problems off by just saying it's a beta. Hopefully this will be fixed and polished out by the time the game actually releases. Now, another thing I don't like is, I think you've seen it a couple times, you can actually pull up the menu to switch weapons. If you just tap Y, you can switch between your handgun and your rifle. And then there's a grenade button, which actually pulls out the grenade. Doesn't throw it right away, but pulls it out, and you have to then pull the right trigger to throw the grenade. So that's kind of good, because I don't have to hit the button and accidentally throw a grenade. I actually do like it, but then again, it's also a bit slower than just other games. Also, what I don't like is when you're in the weapon wheel and go to switch grenades, it pulls out that grenade whether you want to use it or not. So let's say I have one of the little hacker little grenades, which you saw a little bit ago, which hacks enemy-controlled things like turrets on the trucks, or Wolverines, the big UGVs and ground vehicles that are rolling around now and again. And I want to switch to like what I'm doing here. I want to pull out the firecrackers to distract enemies, like I did at the very beginning of the game. Well, as you've seen there, I have to, when I switch to it, it pulls it out immediately. So then I have to switch back to my weapon. So I don't really like that. It's a little bit clunkier. It would be better if it did something like Far Cry, where you switch to like a throwing. If you have a throwing knife equipped and you switch to frag grenades, you want to go loud, then you can just easily do that, but it doesn't pull them out. It just equips them, so when next time you hit the grenade button, that's what you throw instead of throwing, not bait. If it did that, that'd be much better. Like I said, it's a beta. Maybe they'll change it. Maybe this is all just temporary. I mean, right at the top it does say not final content, so this could just be filler for the beta. But it's something I'd like to see changed to make this game better. Also, like right there, more stuff is just clunky. The movement. Tried to jump through that window several times, couldn't get through, and then I came back after I killed guys, jumped through, no problem. So, oh well. Like I said, there is some crafting in the game. Around some of the ammo boxes, you'll see me pick up like chemical stuff. That's to craft the different grenades. You can make Molotovs, firecrackers. I don't even know how to make the little hacker grenades. That's a skill you get later on. And then all the explosives. Those are kind of just like a pipe bomb, stuff like that. So that's 4 types of grenades in the game at the moment. No frag grenades. You can't loot frag grenades. You can also loot dead bodies for ammo. In these co-op missions, there's ammo and a med kit there you can use. But yeah, you can just search enemy, walk up to an enemy, hold X or whatever the button will be on your console, and you can search the enemies, take some ammo off of them. Sometimes they'll have crafting supplies like chemicals and stuff. The med kits kind of just like in Far Cry when you make a medical syringe, you just stab yourself and you're good to go. I don't really like the way the health bar looks. I'm not a big fan of that. It doesn't, I don't know, it just doesn't catch my eye as quick, and I don't know. I'm usually fail notice if my health is low. Another thing I don't like is if you do run out of health, you go down and need to be revived. But unlike other games, you're not like in a final stand type position. You're not laying down holding a pistol trying to fight your way. You're just laying there watching the camera from that angle. As soon as you go down, as soon as you lose all your health, it starts spectating another teammate. Again, this could be just in the beta, but I don't know, it was kind of weird to just go down and then your body's just laying there and you're automatically watching someone else. I would have really preferred to just go down and pull out my pistol. Even if I just laid there, like in some games you take damage while laying there, you put the pistol away. That would be better. So, like I said, this is a beta. It does have some work to be done, but overall it's still fun. It is still promising. Like in these co-op missions, these are an open world. You can take whatever route you want. There's enemies walking throughout the world, and you can attack or avoid whoever you want. It's really just up to you. You have your own objectives to get to, and how you get to them, how you complete them is up to you. Like I said, you can go through those first two parts before you get to these bikes and do that completely stealthily and avoid the enemies. Use your firecrackers and teamwork and don't want to fight, or rather do something stealthily. Now in this mission, like you seen earlier, you have to go through, hack the two satellites, and then it reveals the location of an elite KVA squad or something like that you have to go eliminate. And you take these little bikes, which is a pretty interesting little thing. Different, keeping the gameplay a little bit fresh in these missions. Like, first part you're walking around, you can go stealthily, you can go, guns blazing and murder everything. And then you get to the bikes and you just have a little cruise out to the next enemies. See, I blew past a patrol back there, but, whatever. And then, really, if it keeps up like this, at least the story mode too. A co-op story mode would be great also, but these missions were fun. I don't remember what any of the other ones were. One of them and turned out you had to steal some vehicles and be an action. Never actually finished that one because, bad teammates, bad randoms. Only had 2 friends with the beta and they were never on at the same time. But this is a very promising game. We haven't heard anything about this for years. I think last year was the first time that the Homefront, the Revolution, was even a thing. Like, we knew it was in development, but it was kind of like on the back burner that no one was really doing. So, really looking forward to this game. I'm hoping there's more betas, chances to test the game. Really looking forward to stuff like that. Now, if you enjoyed this video, guys, don't forget to leave a like down below and a comment. Tell me I want to know if you are interested in the Homefront or want to see more videos from it. Hopefully there will be more betas where I can record. But again, if you like this video, leave a like, and if you think Homefront is going to be a good game or you're looking forward to playing it or seeing more, leave a comment down below. And if you haven't already, please subscribe for more content like this and maybe some other games you find interesting and would like to see. Again, I hope you enjoyed this video, guys. Element Zero, checking out.